On Monday, the 8th of January 2018, the Shittas, the Fujas and the Olatilos played host to friends and family to celebrate the 80th birthday anniversary of their patriarch, Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired, JP, at the Sheraton Hotel and Towers, Ikeja, Lagos. Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta, who is the elder brother of the broadcasting guru, Prince Bisi Olatilo, looked elated and overwhelmed by the turnout of guests who came to honor him as he joined the prestigious League of Octogenarians. Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired was born on the 8th of January 1938 in Sabongeri, Kano, to the family of Alhaji Abdul Karim Shitta from Lagos and Mrs. Felicia Jike Adeponle Olatilo of Ile-Ife in Osun State of Nigeria, both of blessed memory. His father, Alhaji Abdul Karim Shitta, was one of the early Nigerians to work in the old Nigerian Railway Corporation. His mother, Mrs. Felicia Jike Olatilo, was a devout Christian who served God with all her heart. Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired began his career in journalism between 1964 and 1965 as an editor at the Nigerian Tribune Ibadan, the Daily Mail Kano, and the Daily Sketch newspapers. He is a distinguished fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, where he held very important positions in the last 50 years. Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired was one of those who set up the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Army as far back as 1972 under the Yakubu Gowon administration. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Army as a captain in 1967, where he served in different commands across the length and breadth of Nigeria. Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired, worked directly under President Muhammadu Buhari as the head of the Public Relations Department of Division 1 of the Nigerian Army between 1971 and 1973, when President Muhammadu Buhari was the Assistant Adjutant General of the Nigerian Army. Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired, holds a BA degree in journalism, an FBH FNIPR diploma in information management, and an MA in journalism. He became a member of the EXCO of the NIPR Lagos State chapter between 1986 and 1990. Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired has received many awards, both locally and internationally, for his immense contributions to the growth of journalism and public relations in Nigeria. He was conferred with the prestigious chieftaincy title of Onigegara of Ayede Ibadan as far back as 1965. Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired is an honorary citizen of Indianapolis, USA. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, conferred on him the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award of the body for his untiring efforts in moving the profession forward. He is married to Deaconess Folashade Shitta, and they are blessed with successful children and adorable grandchildren. The event, which took place at the Sheraton Hotel and Towers, Ikeja, Lagos, had in attendance friends of the celebrant from the Nigerian Army, as well as from other spheres of life. They include General Ike Nwachuka retired, General Fred Chijuka retired, his younger brother, the chairman and CEO Biscon Communications, Prince Bisi Olatilo, and his wife, Mrs. Folashade Olatilo, Professor Patu Tomi, who was the chairman of the occasion, Chairman Island Club, Mr. Olabanjo Ladakbo, Chairman Yoruba Tennis Club, Professor Adetokunbo Fabanwo, Vice Chairman Island Club, Prince Lana Adeshida, Mr. Yomi Badejo Kusoya, Yeye Nikel Shibajo, among many others. As guests converged in the beautifully decorated hall, Fumi Oyeti and her John 4 verse 23 singers serenaded the hall with good music. The event, which was a double celebration, began with a Thanksgiving session, which was coordinated by Evangelist Gboyega Shitta, son of the celebrant. Pastor Frank Eboago gave the opening prayer, which led to the first Bible reading, which was read by Pastor Shitta. Pastor Peter Yakubu, pastor in charge of the Prevailers Arena, in his sermon, spoke on the grace of longevity of life. He blessed God for the life of the celebrant, Major Ishola Adebayo, retired, saying that at the age of 80, it is expected that one would be weak and weary. But it is not so for Major Ishola Adebayo, retired. Pastor Peter Yakubu said, "No doubt, Major Ishola Adebayo has received tremendous grace from God, which he must return by being closer to God, so that his days on earth shall be crowned with rest in the bosom of the Lord."
Praise the name of the Lord. David said the days of our lives are 70 years. And if there's grace and by reason of strength, we're able to do more, then we cap it at 80. Now this makes us wonder then how the daddy will be 80 years and still kicking strong and healthy. But there's more we need to find out from this, from what the scriptures is giving us. At the age of 80, it is expected that one would have become so weakened, like Bolahon said earlier. At the age of 80, would have been expected that having retired, one would have been weak, sitting down, perhaps become a liability. But not so with our daddy in the house today, still very strong and active. But then, 80 is a very significant number.
Next was a special hymnal request by the celebrant, titled Amazing Grace, a favorite hymn of the celebrant. This was immediately followed by prayers for the celebrant and his family, which was led by Pastor Babatunde Akinlere from the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Lagos Province 26. A session of tributes began. General Fred Chijuka, retired, spoke highly of the celebrant, Major Ishola Adebayo, retired, saying that he is grateful for his counsels and encouragement over the years. He therefore prayed God to keep and bless him with good health and a sound mind.
Sir, for all the counsel you gave us, for all the encouragement you gave us, and for all the efforts you made in making sure that I came. Because if you didn't come looking for me, maybe I'm not going to be here. So I pray that God will keep you for us and give you longer life and healthier life through Christ our Lord.
Mr. Babatunde Meikanu Lawal, whose father was a cousin to the celebrant, also expressed his gratitude to Major Ishola Adebayo, retired. He added that he will always be grateful for the father figure role he played in his life. He also rained prayers on him and wished him more blessings as he attains greater heights.
When I had to go back to school, you decided to follow me. I didn't know the importance of you following me then. I was young, I really didn't know much then. But I remember all the rigors we went through, making sure I got my admission letter, how we had to be in the cold, how you had to talk to people at times because I didn't have a paper right. And you stood by me through all of that. It wasn't like you had anything to take from me or to get from me, but I knew you were doing it because, you know, you were trying to, I guess, meet up to your cousin's, your cousin that had passed away's family. I am using this opportunity to really thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because I wouldn't be standing here, I wouldn't have gone to university if it wasn't for you. Thank you very much.
Basharun Waidi Fuja, in his remarks, congratulated the celebrant on his birthday. He described Major Ishola Adebayo as a selfless man who has impacted the lives of many around him. He blessed God for his life and prayed God to guide his remaining days on earth.
He's a fantastic guy, extremely kind guy. He takes you see very, very seriously. When I was very young, I mean when I left high school, he was the one who assisted me to travel to America at that time. And he did it. He took me to Kaduna to give me the visa. He did not ask me to pick up. And since then, he has been a very good man. He's been so lovely to my sister and the children. God bless you, sir.
Chief Kola Adebuyi, who has been friends with the celebrant for over 60 years, spoke highly of Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired. He described him as a man with a heart of gold, adding that he is proud to be friends with such a man of integrity, as he prayed God to bless him abundantly.
Major Shitta, Ishola Adebayo Shitta, he sat beside me in elementary school. We were together before we left Agoita, the Methodist School, the Butemeta, 1953. He was dutiful and is still dutiful. A bosom friend. He keeps secrets. Very confidential man. May the Lord be with you.
The second phase of the ceremony, which was accompanied by Gbadewonolu Olateju, popularly known as Teju Babyface, began with remarks by the chairman of the occasion, Professor Pat Utomi. In his remarks, Professor Pat Utomi congratulated Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta retired on his 80th birthday. Speaking on the state of the country, Professor Pat Utomi said, "One of the challenges we face in Nigeria is that we are more excited and concerned with celebrating things or people who do not add to the growth of the country." He said he is proud to celebrate a legend such as Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta, saying that he is an icon in his own right. He therefore prayed for the celebrant and urged all to have a great time.
Truly speaking, until we realize that success has to move to another level, and that level is impact, we really will not build a society that is able to continue to sustain itself. Today, success measured as the size of bank account has sadly come to define our society. It is not a surprise that we have the kinds of problems that we have across the board in our society. But men who have made impact with their lives, when we identify them and celebrate them, we provide example for young people. I created a center for values in leadership dedicated to the business of identifying men who in their time made a difference, and we celebrate these men and the ideas around which they made a difference in their time, so that young people can learn that what matters is self-worth, not net worth, because your self-worth far exceeds your net worth. And so I'm pleased to be part of those who celebrate a legendary professional like Major Shitta today.
The event also featured a lecture by Akoguntola Adeniyi, which discussed the topic restructuring, confusion or confederation. Akoguntola Adeniyi in his lecture explained the meaning of restructuring and highlighted ways in which the country can move forward. He added that the current state of Nigeria's geopolitical space can only be summarized in a parable. The parable of the ravaging locusts, the hosting lunatics, and the hapless, bemused lambs. He therefore hoped that Nigeria will regain its lost glory and be great again.
Nowhere all over the world has the legislation created constitution for the people. The legislation itself is a creation of the constitution and cannot be a father of a constitution. There's a big dilemma which Nigerians might quickly address. A popular and a heroic canon maybe it does not have the wherewithal to actualize the creation of Biafra, either as an autonomous region of the confederation or separate country without shedding blood. He has no troops and no police. It is the current 5 governors of the Southeast who can sever relations with the federal government and declare autonomy. The same goes with the governors of the other geopolitical zones. Nigerian politicians are too selfish, too self-centered, and too myopic to engage in the process of restructure. Right now, they are fixated on 2019 federal elections, while a great number are justly for elected positions, either as governors or legislators. They want to become governors and continue not being able to pay salaries. They want to become legislators and continue this bends.
I got to know Adebayo Shitta as a young journalist reporting then before the Daily Service of Nigeria, which later became Daily Express. It was then an action group paper. But he worked for the Daily Telegraph, which was a paper established by late Dr. K.O. Mbadiwe. Since meeting Adebayo, it's been one you can place your trust in, a very true friend, one that never forgets, a deep relationship. But so when I was told he was turning 80, I was truly surprised, to be honest, because when we were both in the army, I knew he had a mustache like I did. I didn't see any strain of gray in his mustache by the time I was retiring, and he also retired. But today, Adebayo, you've turned 80, God has been on your side. And you couldn't have turned 80 without having a very good family that supported you and still supports you.
This was immediately followed by the presentation of a Lifetime Achievement Award to the celebrant, which was supervised by General Ike Nwachukwu, retired. The celebrant, Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta, retired. His wife, Deaconess Folashade Shitta, and other members and past members of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, an organization which the celebrant was a part of for 50 years, joined in the award presentation.
Was in the Nigerian Army and the growth of the Institute. This day, Thursday, December 21st, 2017. But this was when this was put together. But you've been honored today, the 8th of January, 2018, on your 80th birthday.
The celebrant, in his remarks, appreciated all for honoring him in such a big way. He thanked General Ike Nwachukwu, retired, and his brother, the chairman and CEO Biscan Communications, Prince Bisi Olatilo, for his contributions to the success of the birthday celebration, as he prayed that God will continually bless him abundantly.
I am very, very grateful for this. I'm also grateful to our guests, especially those we had to invite at the last minute. Please forgive us. I wish they had told me all along. Perhaps, even if they did, it could have been better than what we are having now. I thank you all, and I look forward to the time when too soon you will invite me to, I know some friends who are nearing 80. I don't know, I pray for you. I don't know, I pray for you.
Another session of tribute ensued afterwards as family members of the celebrant poured out their goodwill messages. Mr. J. Ishola and Mrs. Remy Amono, in their remarks, appreciated Prince Bisi Olatilo for being a man worthy of emulation, as they prayed and congratulated the celebrant on his 80th birthday celebration. The chairman, Yoruba Tennis Club, Professor Adetokunbo Fabanwo, and the Chairman Island Club, Mr. Olabanjo Ladakbo, supervised the cutting of the cake exercise.
I would like the Major to decide whether he wants Madam's hand to be on top of his own or below his own. It's up to you, sir. On top. Below. No. It can't be both. It has to be one after the other. All right. Madam is on top. And I'm going to ask my colleague, the chairman of Island Club, to count down the name of Jesus, and at the end of count down, then the cake shall be cut. I say J, E, U, Jesus will be by the grace of God. Jesus will continue to direct him.
In the vote of thanks, son of the celebrant, evangelist Shitta, thanked all for gracing the ceremony in celebration of his father's 80th birthday celebration. He prayed God to grant all journey mercies to their various destinations. A session of video and photographs ensued afterwards, as a choir provided songs which saw all dancing joyfully to the glory of God. From Biscayne Communications, we congratulate Major Ishola Adebayo Shitta, retired, on his 80th birthday celebration. Happy birthday, sir.